As a traveler who's always trying to get the most out of my budget, New Orleans is one of my favorite cities to visit. That's because there's no end to activities and entertainment that are either free or very affordable. And one of the best free activities you can find to do in this city is to take a visit to the Sculpture Garden at the New Orleans Museum of Art. Adjacent to the museum, City Park is a picturesque garden of pines, magnolias, and live oaks surrounding two beautiful lagoons. Once upon a time, up until the 1850s, this beautiful park was a seldom visited backwater swamp. I'd been here once before back in 2003 when the Sculpture Garden first opened. Since then, it's doubled in size to more than 11 acres and to over 90 new and evocative works. It was a completely different experience this time around. The garden is the gift of Sidney Besthoff, a local pharmaceuticals magnate, and his wife Walda. The Besthoffs were local supporters of the arts and created this garden to develop public interest in them. And in my opinion, it works. These types of places are the best way for people who aren't necessarily museum people to experience art. You can even rent a kayak to explore the gardens from the water. Many of the installations work here in New Orleans like they would nowhere else. Like one of my favorites, the famous Blue Dog artist George Rodriguez, who created this piece to explore the idea that different groups of people are stronger when standing together to accomplish something. As a local New Orleans artist, you can walk straight from this exhibit to galleries in the quarter that sell his work. There's a playfulness to most of the work here that fits snugly in with the Big Easy. I enjoy this kind of whimsical take on a local tradition here in New Orleans. If you walk around the local parks, you'll see Mardi Gras beads hanging out of trees. They're not quite as big as the ones here in the Sculpture Garden, but this is very cool. This garden is all about the deep cultural layers that makes this city so special. A perfect mix of playful, colorful vibrance, combined with more evocative works that take you on a journey from lightness and beauty to deep emotional reflection. Like this piece by American artist Alison Saar, Travelin' Light. It's a memorial to victims of terror and violence. And this haunting bronze by neo-expressionist Anselm Kiefer that challenges taking our theories of the cosmos for granted. There are even a few interactive installations, like this House of Mirrors by Danish artist Jeppe Hein that seemed oddly familiar. This reminds me of the climactic scene in Bruce Lee's Enter the Dragon when he's in the House of Mirrors with Mr. Han. Classic.